Hi, I'm Chip Rowan with your Armstrong Neighborhood Channel, and you are watching In the Know. For this episode, we are at Yough Park here in Connellsville, and joining me is Ron Haggerty and Mike Parlak. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, how you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Good.
These guys are both with the General Braddock Fish Club. They're board members of the club, and we're here at Yough Park because there's a big event coming up here not too long. And Ron, you want to give us some details on that,
Well,
please?
we're bringing back this year will be the fourth year for the Yough River Rally. The dates are going to be May 31st, June 1st, and June 2nd. And it seems like every year we grow a little bit bigger, and we've done the same this year.
That's great. So you're going to start in May this year. That's probably new. You've always started in June.
We're like a week early.
It's like the holiday,
like,
or the weekend hit,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
So, okay. Talk a little bit about things that are happening. So you start on Friday, May 31st. What's happening that night?
So usually Friday nights where our vendors will set up. We have a lot of vendors this year. We probably got, I think we're over 80 vendors so far.
Wow.
So we have a lot of food vendors, a lot of craft vendors, and it's a wide variety of vendors, so it'll be nice. So they'll be all set up that evening. The food will be ready to go. We'll have some, like a local brews. Helltown Brewing is going to be here. Yough Brewing is going to be here. And new this year also, we're going to have our own, they're both going to be unveiling their own Yough River Alley beer cans.
Okay.
So we're going to have our own
Collector's edition.
beer cans.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. I like that idea.
So we're that night we'll get started with that. We're going to have a concession stand will be open with selling some regular beer, and Stateside Vodka is going to be here this year with giving some samples, and we're going to be selling their supplies outside the concession.
And of course, for the kids, we will have soft drinks as well.
That's a good thing to have.
Yeah.
That's a good. It is a family event. That's a good point.
Absolutely, it is a family event.
So we'll kick off with Andy Davis will be our first act on Friday night. He'll start around 5:15. He'll start.
Okay.
Um,
And we're going to follow him up with Yough Grushecky and the House Rockers, which we're real excited about that because he's a name from the past, but he's played with Bruce Springsteen, and he's a big name. I'm looking forward to his show. I think he'll put on a really good show for us.
Yeah, that sounds good. So the band starts, you said 5:30?
5 to 5:15 will be the first band.
But the actual event starts around 4.
Yeah,
on
around
Friday.
4 o'clock, yes.
Okay, yeah. And this place is full. I remember from past years, you fill it up, so that's a good thing.
We'll pack them in.
I don't want to jinx you, but you had amazing weather for this thing.
Yeah,
Like
fingers
this,
crossed again.
Yeah, this is the fourth year, and I say this every year when we do this interview, but I remember this is the first big event post-pandemic.
Yeah.
And I remember how excited people were to get out, and it's like we were able to live again.
Yeah.
It was exciting. Yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah, it was a
I
big thing.
have to concur on that.
Yeah, it was a big thing. So you brought this event back. This was an event that happened like years ago here in
This
the
was
70s.
started by the Yough Fishermen Association back in the, I believe it was the 70s and into the 80s.
Okay.
It went on for a good while because it was a really big event back then, and for whatever reason they stopped having it.
Yeah.
The group was no longer in existence, and we picked up where they left off.
Yeah. Well, I commend you guys, and the ladies that are on your group too. Just done an amazing job to bring this back. And
Yeah, thank you.
so everything you do, we'll talk a little bit more about what the club does. But I just appreciate it's a lot of work.
It
What
is.
it is. You get an awful lot of work.
It
And
is.
I know both of you guys put a lot of work into that, so thank you. Talk about Saturday. What's happening on Saturday?
Well, Saturday we'll kick things off in the morning. We'll open up in the morning, but kick off with the fishing derby, and I'll let Mike talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Saturday morning we'll start taking registration over here by the bridge like in the years past. We have our own derby tent. You'll see it with the General Braddock's Fish Club logo, and there'll be some stuff over there as far as for the kids. Every kid that fishes from age up to 17, we have purchased, like in years past, a spinning pole and spinning reel combination free to them for signing up. We have 3 age groups again this year. Like I said, they can start registering at 7 a.m. We'll be down here and ready. The actual derby's not going to start till 8 a.m. We'll have put in, by that time, we will have put 8,000 of our own trout in this river and another 80 golden trout, so a mixture of browns and rainbows. And also we've purchased 150 of the Laurel Hill Trout Farm's largest trout that will be tagged for prizes, as well as catfish for the Mr. Whiskers contest will be tagged. In the different categories, we have 12 and under, 13 to 17, and 18 and up. and there'll be a prize for first trout checked in the morning of the Derby after start. Another prize will be largest trout in each category, and they'll all be in each category. Overall, first golden trout checked in, and these are all money prizes. Each tag trout is going to be worth $50 a tag during the Derby. If you're a member of the club after the Derby ends on Sunday at noon, and it runs around the clock, but when it ends at noon on Sunday, then if you're a member of the club and you should catch any of these tag trout that we've put in, we will honor that tag, pay out on it.
For the $50 for club members.
It's 25 after the Derby. It's 50 during the Derby. We give a $250 prize for Mr. Whiskers, the catfish contest. We give $100 out for the largest trout checked in overall. Like I said, then in each category, first trout, largest trout, and first golden. So, and there'll be $50 prize, $100 prize intermixed within that. Also, we have a package here for Orvis fly reel and fly rods, fly bag, two-man fishing guided tour.
Those are prizes?
It's on a drawing. We have a 1 in 200 chance of winning that. Some other items we'll be putting off as prizes. Also at the Derby tent, you'll be able to purchase a membership for $20 for the club. You don't have to be an active member. You can be a social member. We still will honor that. And we'll have the rubber ducky tickets down there if there's any left over. We'll be selling them down there as well. So we'll have a group of guys from the club down there, and everybody that checks the fishing. And our goal here, honestly, we send down watering tanks down with them to bring the fish up because we want them to keep them alive, put them back in. We will weigh and measure them quickly, log that entry, put them back in the water, and trying to get them back in the river. Basically because we want as many fish as we can in this river for this fishery because it's becoming very, very popular and a really good name through our club, what we've been able to do here.
You invest a lot of money in this river.
Yes, we do. Well, we give about 8,000 fish every year for the last, 7 now, right? It'd be 8.
It's crazy when your money could just swim away.
Well, we'll let Ronnie talk a little bit about that money, but we do a lot of things because we are a nonprofit.
I understand.
So we do a lot of things for the community.
And your goal is, I can tell, is to get kids to fish.
Yes, this is our whole goal from the start of this club. In fact, when this man called me and said, "Hey, we started this club back up. I want you to join." And I had been a social member of the old Yough Rivers when I first moved to Connellsville.
When you were a kid.
I wasn't a kid. I was an adult. It was in '85, but I actually joined, and they gave buttons out just like for membership, like we do. And so I've been around it for a long time. But what he says, our whole goal is to try to get more kids interested in the outdoors and interested in fishing because it seems like it's just not as popular. Kids aren't getting out and doing as much, and I think we're doing some good here.
I think you are too. Now I'm going to have you repeat, but you're giving reels away. You're giving some actually.
It's a combination, and I'd like to thank Gunslinger's store up there on Snyder Street, 7-Eleven. They worked with us. They get us a really good deal, and we go through them to purchase these. They order them through their site. And this is a Shakespeare rod and open face spinning reel combination. So
that's nice for each kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. So what else has happened? That's a lot on Saturday. Just the fishing. That's the fishing morning. But what else do we have?
I want to take note. We started last year. Some of the vendors started doing breakfast down here in the morning. So you'll come smell bacon and eggs as you're walking around in the morning down here.
We should have brought some samples.
Makes it nice. So we will have breakfast in the morning, starting things off down here. After the fishing tournament gets started, though, we're going to kick things off with bringing back the Jewel of the Yough Children's Pageant.
Okay.
The Connellsville school cheerleaders actually organize this event and run it for us.
That's great.
And this year they've expanded the age groups of it. There's 5 age groups are going to be running on this pageant this year. So for details, again, Laura Martin with the Connellsville School Cheerleaders, it's on her Facebook page.
Okay.
How to reach her. And, we're hoping to get a good turnout again for the pageant this year.
It's nice how you have a lot of the community involved. So you have the cheerleaders involved, and I know that the recreation, Parks and Recreation is involved, and you have the whole community is involved with that. So anything else on Saturday? Well, what about entertainment on Saturday?
We have that pageant, and right after that.
How could I forget about the Tug-O-War?
Armstrong's Tug-O-War.
Yeah, that's your gig.
Yeah, how could I forget about that?
So the Armstrong Tug-O-War will kick off around noon.
Okay.
And this year we're hoping to expand on it a little bit. We have an open division, but we also, we're hoping for our high school team division. We'll see how many teams we get signed up for that again, for the high school football teams. But this year we're expanding and adding an emergency services division.
Okay.
Where local volunteer fire departments, our Pennsylvania State Police, Connellsville Police, I think Highlands Hospital has a team.
Wow. Okay.
So we're going to have an emergency services division this year.
$2,500 in cash prizes. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, and we're hoping to make a nice donation. A donation to whatever emergency services team wins.
Right.
To their organization as well.
Well, you always have a nice crowd for that too. It's lined up along the beach, I guess you would call it here.
People really enjoy that.
Yeah, people do enjoy that. I would agree.
And you guys from Armstrong do a great job announcing that too. I mean, they make it fun. So.
Yeah. Well, Marilyn Forbes is going to be here this year from Armstrong, and she's going to be announcing that. So we appreciate Marilyn coming and letting people know what's happening here.
Yeah. So we have a nice group of entertainment for that evening. We start things off with a band called the Lion Hearts.
Okay.
And they're going to play from 3 to 5, followed by Abacus Jones. Abacus Jones has played here before. They always put on a great show.
They bring a big crowd.
And we're going to top things off on Saturday with the Clarks.
It's a big lineup of entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
The Clarks always has a huge draw for us down here.
I think you're shoulder to shoulder, if I remember right.
Yeah, with Scott Blasey being a Connellsville guy, it's nice to have him come back to his hometown and do a show for us here. So we really look forward to that.
That's good. Anything else with the Tug-O-War? I mean, Mike, do you have anything on that? I guess just people want to sign up. How do they do that?
I will defer to Ron, so it's on the...
Rich Evans is running it, and it's on our flyer that's on our Facebook page. But his email address is rje1448@hotmail.com, and that's where you'd get the information for the Tug-O-War.
Yeah, and your Facebook page is the General Braddock's Fish Club.
No, it's at the Yough River Alley.
You go to
Yough River Alley Facebook page.
Okay, Yough River Alley. Excellent. Do you have something else you were going to say, Mike?
No, just that Tug-O-War is always a blast. I mean, people have a good time. The competition gets a little heated.
It does.
And I just hope that this year that we can get some competition for the last year's champion, because they seem to be pretty powerful there. So
yeah, well, it'll make it interesting. So that's everything that's a lot for Saturday.
That's Saturday. It's a full schedule. Yeah, it's a full
schedule.
schedule. That'll take us up till about 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night before we shut down.
Okay. And then final day is Sunday.
Sunday we'll kick things off again in the morning and continue with the fishing derby.
Okay.
And that'll run up until noon. Okay. And at noon, we're going to ask the fishermen to work with us at noon, because we won't be rewarding any more prizes after that or checking any more fish. To come out of the water, because we have some events that are going to be going on in the water at that time, and it's going to be coming right through here, starting off with the anything that floats. Right?
I see some really familiar people in the center in there. That boat was floating then.
I think that's the Armstrong guys before they sank.
It was the Titanic.
That's right, SS Titanic. Well, I hear they're coming back for redemption, though.
Yeah, I heard they're coming back and competing against each other this year.
Which makes it interesting.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
So a lot of changes with this anything that floats. So
we've looked at it. It seemed like a lot of the boats broke up on the rocks out before they got to the bridge.
Right before you got here.
So we're going to try a different route this year and put them in right here in front of everybody at the boat ramp.
Okay.
Take them out around the pier out here in the water, and loop back up in front of that pier to a finish line, where they'll be in front of the whole crowd here the whole time. So everybody will get to see all the boats before they
I think that's a good
apart.
change.
Yeah.
So
So we're going to see how that works out for us this year. We're hoping to get a bigger turnout of boats this year.
Yeah.
I think we will. We've had a lot of positive response on it.
The river's natural, so you don't know what the height's going to be, and so you're always kind of at its mercy
of the weather. Yeah. But that starts at noon on Sunday.
And then it floats till noon on Sunday.
Yep.
Okay.
So for information on that, again, we have information where they get a hold of Tracy Peterson. Her email is peterson6@verizon.net. It's on our Facebook page as well.
So you can go to the Yough River Rally Facebook page and get that information.
Get the information to register your boat for the anything that floats.
Yeah. How about entertainment on Sunday?
So entertainment, we're going to have Shiva Skydriver. They were here last year as well, and Shiva Skydriver is going to play around 12:45 to like 2:45 in that time period.
Okay.
So we're looking forward to a little great show by them, and that's going to lead us up into the Yough River Rally duck race.
Yeah.
So we'll have an excavator. We'll go up to the bridge and drop 2,000 ducks off the bridge. Okay. We're selling ducks for $10 a duck. We're going to give $10,000 away in prize money, provided all the ducks are sold. And those ducks will race down past the pier, and we'll have a finish line down here at the end where they funnel into a point.
Okay.
And we'll pay out for first, second, and third prize.
That's exciting too.
Yeah, it's always a great event.
People, of course, someone wants to win.
It's a big draw. We sell out of the ducks every year.
Yeah.
They're selling really good now, so if anybody needs ducks, there are a lot of local businesses. You could check our Facebook page for places to find them, but a lot of our local businesses are selling the ducks.
Now I see each of these posters has different sponsors on, and I know you can't mention them all, but you have a lot of sponsors.
We have a lot of great sponsors. We couldn't do this event if it wasn't for all of our great sponsors.
Right.
And the sponsors help us with our bands. I mean, some of this entertainment we bring in costs a decent amount of money.
I can imagine. You have a lot of entertainment too.
Yeah, so it's great to have all the sponsors, all the local businesses that have stepped up and been able to make us possible for us.
Yeah. Food. There's food every day. Lots of vendors here.
We have over 20 food and drink vendors.
Yeah.
So there's a wide variety of food, a lot of good drinks on both sides, and we've expanded just a little bit more from last year on the food, so it should be even a little bit better this year.
That's great. We miss anything on the schedule? So you have the rubber duck race. I guess you have a little bit more.
We're going to close out that on Sunday with a Cash Out band. It's a Johnny Cash cover band.
Okay.
Unbelievable. They're very good. Saw them last year, and they were surprisingly excellent. I mean, It was really good.
That's good.
So we look forward to them to close the event out.
Yeah. Mike, you going to say something?
No, just closing up with, hopefully we get the same kind of weather we've had in years past. And if anybody leaves here and hasn't had something good to eat, it's their own fault, because there will be a ton of good food here and a lot of good times for kids and adults.
Yeah.
So.
And all this helps too. So the idea is to raise some money, put that back in the community, and help with things. You want to talk a little bit about what the club does with those funds?
Go ahead, talk about some of the donations we've made to different organizations through the money we've brought in.
A lot of the money that we get, we put back. It costs a lot for us to run our fish nursery. Mm-hmm. We're feeding 8,000 fish for months to grow them. So we spend over $3,000 to $4,000 yearly in fish food.
Yeah, July. We start in July, right again, once all the rest of the fish are put in from this past season. So, and then
it's almost like year round.
It is. It basically.
We have electric bills out there for running the aerators, maintenance on our nursery. We help try to contribute to some smaller events that the city has.
Right.
Anything that we could do on that. Last year we started a scholarship fund.
Okay.
Mike could talk a little bit about the scholarship.
So the General Braddock Fish Club has a scholarship that we put out to the two high schools in our area, Geibel and obviously Connellsville area high school. And the only stipulations are that it has to be a graduating senior, moving on to college, and going to be in the environmental sciences field, something giving back to earth science. So last year we had a winner from Geibel, but we had a lot of entrants from both schools. So, along with that, those applications have already gone out. The deadline is the last day of April. We'll be collecting them, and we'll take that before a vote of the board. Looking through the credentials for all the students and what they're going into, and then we put it before a vote of the board and the elected offices.
Where do they get applications for that?
At the high school guidance office in Connellsville and at the guidance office at Geibel.
Excellent. Sounds good. And then also the Connellsville Rec Board is part of this too. So some of this money goes back into
Yeah,
parks.
we help with the, so we divide the proceeds, and half goes to the Connellsville Rec Board for the parks.
Okay.
Helps with the parks. The other half goes to us to help us run our fish club.
Yeah. If you don't mind, Ron, give us the dates one more time.
May
In case someone-
31st, June 1st, and June 2nd.
Okay, it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A full evening on Friday and a full day on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah,
so-
now let's just hope for good weather again.
Yeah, well, guys, thanks for coming out.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Chip.
thanks
Thank
for
you.
having nice
Yeah.
weather for us today.
Well,
You
we
in charge
will-
of the weather?
Hey, he's the weather guru. He's pulled it off 3 years prior. If he can do it again the fourth, then I'm going to give him one of these.
Well, I wish you well at the event.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank you for all you do.
much.
Thank
You're welcome.
We appreciate Armstrong for what they do as well.
I'm glad to help. Glad to be part of it. And now you're in the know.